welcome to JB Trio Podcast, Season 10, Episode 14. I'm Lee McDonald Jr.
Chris, the forever in your heart Woodmansey.
Marcus Warrior Merchant. And joining us tonight is Mr. Kyle Howell, our Sergeant of Arms. How you doing, Kyle?
Pretty good.
Thank you for joining. So tonight, we're getting down to the final weeks of the JB Trio Bowling, and we got a lot to catch up on. Not much is going on in the standings, but we had a pretty good week of bowling last week. Not a lot of high scores, but just a lot of competitive bowling, a lot of close scores again.
What's it, like 2 weeks left or so of the
week 32? So we got 33, 34, and 35. So we got 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Lee, are we going to bring up the hot topic that you told me 2 days ago?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Well, in that case, Mark, I'm really sorry.
Sorry about what?
Or what you told me 2 days ago.
Sorry about, we may be talking about two different things, but all it is just more talk about, like we've talked in the previous podcast about possibly moving houses.
Oh, wait. Mark's not dying?
You fuck. Oh, that's not a hot topic.
Dang it.
Oh, my God.
I got sad for nothing.
No, but so is Chris going to have another opportunity to get banned from another place?
We are going to possibly give him an opportunity, which we'll discuss here momentarily.
Get out of here.
But again, all of this is really just talk. So we have not made a final decision.
Yeah, because the league has definitely been on an upswing since he left.
No, I think it's a downhill.
Attendance has been really solid.
Downhill spiral.
There's been a lot of people smiling. There's a lot of camaraderie.
There's been less following.
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy because I never fouled, so I'm really happy to hear that.
All right, so why don't we discuss the fastest 3 minutes in bowling? We'll talk about what everybody did last week. And starting off, the blind team bowled against Team 11, 3 fingers deep. And oh my God, we lost because 3 fingers deep did not bowl up to par, and they lost to the blind team. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because I think there may have been one of us that picked a blind. I don't know. We'll have to wait. But 3 fingers deep, George, Andre, and Rick Connor bowled, unfortunately, their worst they bowled all season, and they lost to the blind 28 out of 48. So, first team to lose to the blind in months. So, sorry for those guys. Next pair, Team 2, Kyle and Mark. We got balls. They had their buddy Ron with them, and they bowled up against team number 10 here for the beer. That's Chris's wife. And it was, well, I'm going to let Mark and Kyle tell us how they did.
I'll let Kyle talk this one.
Well, let's just say Camilla and Mike Wang, neither one of them showed up, and they both split with us.
They did.
What? Wait, it was a KYS?
No,
No.
not. It was close.
No.
But,
Well, that's what split means. That's what split means. So, I mean,
well,
No,
they did
just
not.
those two bowlers split was Mark and I.
Yes. Mark lost, but Kyle won. And
Actually, we were both 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
two were-
They were literally split then.
I lost the first point to a vacancy by 2 pins, and the second game by 2 pins.
Ooh, ouch. And then it come down to Ron versus Jose Beltre, the baseball player. And Ron actually won. So he took high series of the league, actually, I think. They won 32 out of 48. So kudos to you guys, Mark and Kyle and Ron. You guys won. So good job. Next pair, 25 and 26, team number 6. That is Housequake fought Almost Empty Nest. And Almost Empty Nest for the big victory. They won 38 out of 48. Thanks mostly in part to Nancy, who bowled her highest in a while. Kudos. And Anna Marie had 124 game off of an 80 average. So good job for her. From what I heard, she had 2 strikes in a row. And so they won 38 out of 48. Good job on them. They also had 3 on 2. So it was only Michael and Patrick on the one team. And Patrick, unfortunately, bowled really bad. So it's tough for them to come back. But anyway, next pair, moving on. Team Sisters, Team 5 against Team 7. Neil and Long Live Rock. It was close to Kiss Your Sister. Chris Saunders bowled pretty good. Tina did not bowl good. Eric bowled slightly good, and then we had Neil, Joe Bear, and TJ. They all bowled decent and decent enough to win 26 out of 48. So they took the victory. So that's going to be pretty close in the beat Mark's picks. Next pair we got is on 29 and 30. Team 4, Mustache Ride, bowled against Team 12, Pin High. Mustache Ride has been on a roll these last few weeks, and they continue. They won 40 out of 48, so kudos to them. Unfortunately, Pin High had a bad night. And on the last pair, 31-32, grudge match, it was my team, Hawk to a Wap, which we all know what that means. Bowled against team number 9, which is the Ball Fawners. I still claim the best team in the league, and for good reason. They whooped our butt. It would have been worse had our pair not broken down. We actually bowled on 31-32, and our pair broke down at the halfway point, and we had not won a single point until then. We were bound to lose 40 points. Pair broke down, then we moved to 19 and 20. And it flip-flopped. Our team bowled better, their team bowled bad. So it's close to Kiss Your Sister, but they edged us out. They won 28 out of 48. So good job to the Ball Fawners. Thank God we got 20. All right, that concludes the bowling for last Tuesday. The standings are similar. Hawk to a Wap, thank God, still with a big lead. We're at 448. We're in first. And second is now the Ball Fawners, soon to reclaim first. They're at 393, 3 fingers deep with a bad week against the blind. Really needed that win. Ended up with a loss. They're only at 392. They're in third. We got Balls jumped up to fourth, taking over Camilla's spot. They're at 385. Long Live Rock needed a little bit more points. They only won a certain amount, and they're at 381, so they're in fifth. Here for the beer, the big losers, they dropped from 4th place to 6th place. They're at 373. And the last team that is above 50%, all of those teams fighting for second. And in 7th place, Almost Empty Nest jumps up to 7th. They're at 328. Mustache Ride jumped up to 8. They're at 308. Sisters at 9th place at 303. Housequake 275 in 10th. And in last place, Pin High 266. And there is your fastest 3 minutes, guys.
That might have been the first time we did 3 minutes.
It could be.
No, that was like 4 minutes and 23 seconds.
Oh, come on. How did everybody feel about last week?
I think it was great not having Chris there.
So wait. So how many points did Camilla versus Mark take?
They only won 16. So team number 2 against team 10, it was 16 out of 48. It wasn't it was close for what Kyle was saying between Kyle and Mark against the 2 blind spots. But the third bowler was Jose against Ron, and Ron beat him pretty bad.
Yeah, I should have. I don't know who I voted for.
We'll find out. It's going to be interesting. We're going to let that play out. So we're going to keep the suspense rolling. But anywho, so we talked a little bit about before the podcast. We have Kyle stepping in as one of our check release persons. So we updated our league standing report, or whatever they call it, league service agreement. So Kyle is now going to be the co-signer for the check. So the check will be requesting here in a few weeks at the end of the league. So me and Kyle will get together. We'll make sure.
I think the next person will get paid. Apparently, whoever's in this position will get paid.
So,
So the funds will not be used for Chris's defense.
no,
Well, a portion of it, not majority. Just portion.
we tried to get it all out before Chris could sign it while he was still named on the account.
Yeah.
So it looked like it was about half. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But so yeah, we're towards the end of the league now. It's week 33 coming up. We've got weeks 33, 34, and 35. Those are the 3 regular weeks we have left until the position round hits, which is week 36. That'll determine the winner of the second half. And then whoever wins that will go on to bowl in week 37 against the team that won it in the first half, which is Ball Farmers. There is a good chance they may take winner or first place in both halves. That happens, and I win the bet against Mark.
Oh, that ain't going to happen.
You never know.
No, but hey, Chris, is it true that you stood behind the car and wouldn't let Camilla leave on Tuesday night?
To be honest,
That's what I heard. That's what Beltray.
to be honest,
That's
she
what
didn't want to go. She said, "No, baby, I can't leave you alone to pack up the house. So I'm gonna stay home and help you pack."
No. Beltray said you laid down behind the back wheels, wouldn't let it go.
No, I wanted her to come beat y'all. I wanted her to put the Woodmassey name into effect. And
She would have done well. The lights weren't on.
Oh, goddamn. I want to tell Camilla all this.
Are you saying that Camilla fouls just as much as Chris?
No, we don't foul.
She's pretty close.
She learned it from Chris.
Yeah, we don't foul.
I must admit, they weren't on last week, so I don't know. It was, I think somebody had tested it out and they weren't on, so
No, they weren't on. That's for sure.
we'll have to get with the center because I don't know. I mean,
I tested them out. They weren't on.
it's
So are you saying you fouled? Are you saying you fouled by testing?
Yeah, well, intentionally, yeah.
Oh, he said it. You heard it here, guys.
After-
Recorded. It's been recorded.
After I missed the 10 pin, I accidentally stepped on the line.
oh,
my gosh.
Nothing happened.
nothing turned out. But in the last episode, and actually the last few episodes, we've been discussing about the possibility of moving bowling centers for various reasons. A lot of it has to do with Chris. This will be the Banned Saga Part 15. But we've been talking about moving houses and things of that sort. Talks are becoming more aggressive. We did find out that Chris is eligible to bowl at a local bowling center in Denton called University Lanes. That is not owned by AMF or Bolero. It is now under new
Or
ownership.
Lucky Sharks.
I mean, didn't that place go under or something?
It did.
The previous owner,
Yeah.
from what I heard, went bankrupt. So unless if somebody was willing to buy it and refurbish it, well, luckily somebody did buy it and refurbish the place, and it is going to be open for league. We have yet to talk with the owner, but hear that it is going to be a sanctioned house.
Well, don't mention Chris's name.
Well, we might have to tell him about our former president, maybe not coming back. I don't know. We'll have to wait.
Hey, no, he's coming back. Coming back in full force.
So what we would like to do at this point is we'd love to give AMF a chance, because that is our original home as bowlers. We've been there longer than you guys have as far as bowlers. Management, the current manager, the current district manager, they've only been there for the last maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
We've got guys in there like myself that have been there over 25 years.
And that's incredible. Chris has made that much of an impression on the current management that's only been there 3 years.
He's been there since he was in diapers, and we know for a fact that that's true.
Maybe all that talk about the back room and then the pro shop and then
Those stories are all true and accurate.
and then shitting his pants in the nursery.
No, I'll never shit my pants.
At 5 years old.
No, 5 years? I shit my
Now
pants
you
when I was
know.
5 years old.
Understandably, now I know why you got thrown out. The prior incidences.
Mark, you've been at a bowling center for how long?
I'd say 20 years.
And Kyle, how long have you been there?
Oh, man. 26, 27 years?
Yeah, so AMF, that is basically our home. And there's a reason why we bowl there still, is the camaraderie, the fact that there's other bowlers there that have had a lot of seniority. We feel like it's kind of being taken away from us. And with the treatment that we've got here and, Chris getting banned, let's be honest, it was very undeserving. And at this point, he has served a very good amount of time. And it would be nice if we got some sort of an acknowledgement. Chris got a phone call saying, okay, we've reviewed the incident report and we feel that time served is enough. Let's lift the banning or reconsider the banning. You can come to Lucky Strike, just not on Friday nights. Anything is better than what we've got now, because it feels like you're pushing us out at this point.
I feel like at least
How about this? If Mark
I would say at least have them clean the bathrooms for the summer. And that's punishment enough.
With a toothbrush. Yeah, I mean, just any negotiations, if you open up, would be greatly appreciated, because at this point, what I'm ready to do now is I'm ready to poll a lot of the bowlers that are unhappy, which is majority of our league, that if there is a chance that University Lanes opens up an offer, let's say if they give us 8 o'clock start time, which is a guaranteed start time, and we don't have to do this messing around waiting for the first league to end like we do now and having to live with bowling at 9:30 at night. If they give us an 8 o'clock start time, if they give us a fresh shot, fresh shot's kind of good. That's just kind of a bonus. We're not asking for a fresh shot at AMF because we know it would be impossible. But if we got a fresh shot there, and if they lowered our lineage at the new place, we hear $13 maybe an offer. Right now, we would be going to $15.55 if we stayed at AMF. So we'd have a whole $2.50 reduction in the lineage. And mainly, I think the whole reason that if we did go, be as Chris is allowed to bowl. I would love to hear from our bowlers if University Lanes in Denton is an offer that if we did decide to move there, that they would accept. If it's too far, I can understand. I know a lot of people live in Louisville in the Flower Mound area and may not be able to take the extra 15, 20-minute drive. It's actually just as far from my house to AMF that would be from Corinth, from my house to University. So I actually don't have the distance. It would be the same distance for me from my house. So I've mapped it out, and it's about just as far for me. So I really have no say in the matter as far as distance and driving. I think the same would be for Mark and Kyle, because don't you guys both live in Corinth as well?
Yeah, I live in Shady Shores, but yeah, it'd be about the same for me.
I know a fact Kyle, because he lives like literally 2 blocks from my house.
Yeah, I live within walking distance of you.
Yeah. But it'd be a longer haul for like maybe Neil and
Yeah, Neil would be a tough one. I don't know if he would accept that.
maybe Gil and some of those people.
So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys, and I know everybody listens to the podcast, I love you guys for let me know on Tuesday what you guys believe would be the best for the league. Because before we were talking, now we're really talking. So before it was like maybe 10% we were going to move. Now it's bumped up to 50-50. So,
if we stay at the AMF, right?
Yeah.
We could just change the league name to the Chris Woodman's Memorial.
Yeah, that might not be so bad.
But let me ask you, like, what's now that's the plans for the fall.
Yeah, I think what would end up happening is we would probably take the summer off, give people enough time to think about it. Or if university said, well, we'd like you guys to come try us out in the summer, I would consider opening up a duos league out at university, or maybe even a trios league. I know I've got a lot of bowlers from Friday night that have either stopped bowling or have decided to switch because of the same circumstance, because of Chris. There's a lot of bowlers that have already been interested. I've actually got at least 4 to 5 teams confirmed that would actually go with this move.
I've heard a lot of people are interested in the duos league for the summer.
Yes. I've even had people come up to me from other leagues that have said, if you run the duos league, I'm in. If you don't, I'm out.
Yeah, I heard like I had a couple people come up to me, if Chris is out, I'm in.
Oh, it could be a whole.
No, really though, I've heard a lot of people are interested in bowling that league.
Yeah, there has been a lot. So I hesitate to say that unless if I hear from anybody from AMF, whether it be Amber Fleming or Tim Dooley, which again, I'd love to hear from those guys. I know Amber might say it's out of her hands. Well, whatever they can do, the employees that are up there that work at AMF Louisville, if they can reach out to Tim Dooley just the same as they reached out to get Chris banned, it's kind of on them at this point. I'm making a bet, just like in poker. I'm making a bet. It's not a bluff. I've got a hand. If they want to call my hand, if they want to give me a phone call, give Chris a phone call, let us know that they're trying. Just give us a heads up. Let us know that you're trying to work with us, because it only helps your position.
Yeah, Lee, have you asked for a copy of anything that was filed?
I haven't yet, but Chris, have you also talked to anybody about getting the incident report?
Well, no, I haven't.
I know you've
But
been busy.
I have been telling Josh and Kat and my other inner circle that if I don't get one within the 2 weeks, I'm just gonna walk up there on Friday night.
That's a big risk.
I want to know when that happens.
Yeah,
I want to be there. No, look at I'm gonna Lee, if you don't mind, I'm gonna be down the bowling alley tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah.
And Amber's down there. I'll tell Amber that Chris being a representative of our Tuesday Night League, that our secretary Lee would like a copy of the incident report.
I would very, very much appreciate that. Chris, I think, would you be in the same spot?
110%. I wish I could be there.
Yes. So, Mark, if you do ask, I would just put it to them that, you're asking, and maybe even let them know about if they want to listen to the podcast. Again, we're welcome to talk to them. We're not saying that we're gone. I mean, we're just saying, please let us stay at the bowling center that we feel we have more seniority. We've been there a lot longer than management has, and we feel we're getting pushed out. We'd love to stay at our home, but under the current circumstance, we don't feel that that's given to us as an option.
Yeah, and Chris, would you mind if I told her that you do like 80 hours of community service, bringing bathrooms down there and stuff?
Hey, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that. I mean, I think actually Chris would probably consider doing something for him.
If it helps.
If it helps. And again, we're not saying put Chris and whoever got him banned side by side. We understand if there's certain nights that they can't be together in the same room. We're fine with that. We're just asking that Chris be accepted back into the Tuesday trio. And that's that.
And he promises we won't foul anymore.
If we got to keep him away from the bar, we can keep him away from the bar. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically where we're at. So this is Banned Saga, 15 episodes of talking about this. We'd really like to put this behind us. So let's try to get it happening. Again, it's very, very high percentage now, a lot higher than I ever even thought of, that we could be moving. We even come up with ideas about if we did move, what we would name the league, because I don't think we'd be allowed to take JB Trios. I think if we moved, we wouldn't have the naming rights. And I think AMF would, my opinion is they would just close the league. They wouldn't want to have another second shift league. But if they did, I would think that they would keep and try to promote JB Trios for other bowlers.
Yeah, do you think they would ban us if we changed the name to Chris Woodmansey Memorial?
It could be. They could probably just kick us out. We all get a letter. But yeah, so I have no idea what they would do if we did leave. But
no, when you talk that summer league, what prevents us from buying one of those summer passes and using two free games for the league and then paying one?
Yeah, this is a great idea that Mark had. AMF has got a promotion of what is it, $50?
Yeah, $50.
So what it is and now this is
two free games every day.
So this is a different subject. Mark has a very good idea of maybe the AMF offering a discount to league bowlers. And maybe this is something that other leagues besides ours could also look in on, other league secretaries. So this is not a part of the Banned Saga. This is different. AMF is offering a $50 or close to $50, sort of a 2 free games. And what else is it on it? Is there?
It's a summer pass. They call it a summer pass. I think it's $50. You get 2 free games every week and shoe discount or something like that.
Yeah.
But what prevents us as a league having everybody, up front to get the pass, and then our first 2 games in the league are free on the pass, and then we just pay for the one?
Now, is it all summer? How does that 2 free games?
All summer. Yeah, it's all summer.
So from June, July, and August is what I'm assuming, which is the same time as what a regular league bowls.
Yeah, it runs right to, I think, Labor Day.
Okay. And so we bowl, or normal summer league would bowl those 3 months, which is, let's just say 4 weeks in a month. So that's 12 weeks. And we pay $15 or about to pay screwy lineup increase, not just for our league, but for all the leagues having an increase in the summer. Ours is going to be $15.55, mainly because we're a late league and our lanes are not getting oiled. So, but other leagues pay a lot higher. Like Monday Night Men's, I think play close to 20 Thursday and Friday, and Friday may not pay as much, but I think Monday and Thursday pay the most, probably close to $20. Comparing our league, let's just say 15 a week, and that's 12 weeks. That's
we actually bowled 15 weeks last summer, 14 that counted.
Did we really? Oh my God.
Yeah. 15 weeks.
Well, we got extra week from our fall. So I don't think our league actually ends until the last week of May, or actually, I think maybe even the first week of June. The likelihood of us going beyond 13 weeks is probably slim, but all right, let's just say 13 weeks. So 13, well, 15 times 10 is 150 plus 3 would be 45. So it'd be 150 plus 40, $195 is what it would amount to for just the lineage. And now we're talking about just 2 games at 50. So really 195 compared to $50 for 2. Now we'd have to get maybe a third game in there. So let's just say a third game, doing their math, would be $25. So $75 for 3 games. So really what the match should be, they're offering it to open bowlers. Why are league bowlers having to pay so much? Because if you do the math, 3 games for 3 games a week or 3 games a day, they're doing it every day, where ours is once a week. And really, even that math is off. So, I mean, the league bowlers are kind of getting ripped off if they're offering open bowl 2 games a day. And ours is only once a week at $195 for once a week. And they get 2 games a day, or let's say 3 games a day would be $75. Maybe that's something, we should present to the house and say, why can't we incorporate this league pass, or this
I don't get it.
Summer pass.
Yeah. It doesn't stipulate that. I mean, I don't think there's anything that stipulates that that says it's for non-league play,
Yeah. So maybe a negotiating tip for some of the league secretaries out there. I would be all in favor of backing you guys. So Sabina on Tuesday, Kevin Westite, or not. Well, he doesn't run Thursday anymore, does he?
Richard and Kevin do. Yeah.
So mostly Richard now, because I know he runs the senior league. Do you think Richard?
It's either Richard runs it with his son Kevin, and now they moved their 5-man team to a 4-man team during the summer.
Oh, they moved it. They agreed to move.
Well, no, during the summer they'll go 4 people instead of 5.
Because used to be in the past, they would go all year round. Even in the summer, it would be 5 on. They just took less teams. So this time they're going 4, huh?
No, I think they did that last year.
Oh wow.
Hey guys, hockey update real quick. Winnipeg just scored, so they'll be playing Dallas.
Oh, so Winnipeg.
That's nice.
Yeah, they double overtime.
Wow, live updates. So Winnipeg has defeated, who was it, Kyle?
St. Louis.
Yeah, but boy, was that that was one of the great games to watch. Winnipeg scored 2 goals with under like a minute 30 left in the game just to tie it.
Wow.
They scored and they pulled the goalie. They pulled the goalie and scored 2 goals in a minute, the last minute 30 of the game, I think it was. And they scored the tying goal with 3 seconds left.
Nice. Well, it was a great game that Dallas had the other night when they were down 0-2 and come back to win 4-2 in the last period. So that was a great game to watch.
Yeah, I think whoever wins the Dallas-Winnipeg series is going to win the whole thing.
Well, let's all cheer for Dallas. So we're in Dallas. So
well, actually, I bet Winnipeg to win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, Mark, you wouldn't do something like that.
I was hoping St. Louis would win tonight. We got a better record against St. Louis than Winnipeg this year.
That's true. That's true.
It's going to be a good series, Winnipeg and Dallas, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How's your card podcast coming along?
Not bad. It's we
About 3 listeners now.
we just yeah, exactly. We just started. We're on episode 5 now, and we're about to do a finale episode. Our season just ended, and we're about to do our final table. We might do 2 more episodes, so I got to figure that out. We'll probably have an episode where we talk about going to the final table, and then we're going to have the final table, and then we will have the finale there. But the problem is that we're actually starting a new season of Hold'em this Thursday, singles tournament for 5 weeks, and we're not doing the final table though. Not we were wanting to do it this weekend, but it's Mother's Day week, so we got to postpone it to next weekend. So we'll be 2 weeks into the new season before we even finish the old. I'm going to have a little bit of an issue trying to figure out what we're going to do with the podcast if we have our finale and maybe just have that next week, and then we'll start the new season the week after. So I'm still up in the air about it.
Yeah, but you got 6 hosts and only and a total of 7 listening, including the host. So you're not really missing a lot of listeners.
We got more hosts than we do listeners. Yeah,
You do. You got more hosts than listeners.
Well, the good news is that we've been averaging 12 listens for the season for every episode. So we're doing pretty good to start out with no names and no advertising or anything. And it's all just free. So it's actually got a little bit of a better start than we did for our JB trios when we first, we had our first episode and everybody thought it was a porn site or something. But yeah, it's been averaging 12 listeners a week, 12 listeners an episode. And our JB Trios has been doing great. We're near 30 listens a episode.
Well, and now with Chris dropping, that might even help some more.
Yeah, I don't know where he went. I sent him an invite. I don't know if his phone died or...
Let's just go right into Beat Mark's picks and leave him out.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's forget him.
All right.
Here we go with another episode of Beat Mark's Picks. Last week's total, Lee, you and Chris had the identical teams, so you guys tied with the same record, and that was 3 wins, 3 losses.
Oh, okay.
So it puts you at 55 wins, 29 losses. Chris, 53 wins, 31 losses, so he's still 2 back of you.
Nice.
And myself, 2 wins, 4 losses.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say you had 5 and 1.
Nah, I'm trying to do opposite. I got to catch up. I got a long ways to go.
All right, and joining us also, Mr. Gilbert Peterson. How you doing, buddy?
I don't know who this is, Jill Barry.
I think they do this because he's banned from the podcast. It's because he's banned from the podcast. They're trying to cut him out.
Could be.
That's exactly what it is.
It is.
Chris. Oh, Chris. Well, let's go ahead and let's move forward. So Kyle's here with us too. We got Gilbert, Kyle, Mark, and myself. Maybe Kyle and Gilbert, you guys can fill in for Chris as far as his.
Yeah, and I will say Gilbert went 0 for 1 last week in his predictions.
Oh, Gilbert, 0 for 1.
Oh my God.
You thought Jose was going to beat us.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was his only prediction.
Oh, no. I'm kind of hard that the only Jose was there. Camilla and Mike both were no shows.
Yeah.
I predicted that my team would win, and then we did. We got it by 2.
Barely.
Got it by 2 points.
Barely.
Good job.
Thanks to Tina.
We're making a run at you, Lee.
Oh, yeah. My goal is to try to be at 49 or more by week 36. That way we don't have to show up.
I'm exaggerating. We barely split last week, or just barely winning half the points last week. That's no run. You don't have to worry about us.
Yeah, I mean, it was a run. Didn't Neil run out of that place?
I don't know. I think I left before him. So yeah, no, it wasn't a 400 night for him like it was there a couple years ago.
Yeah, you stayed later than him.
And I didn't even crack it. I didn't even crack 600. So
Yeah, it was a tough night for you. And I know TJ thought pretty good.
I mean, it was a tough night by 3 pins,
Yeah,
Plus I didn't have $100 on the line this week. So
yeah, there you go.
but there wasn't that motivation.
Exactly. All right, so starting off 21 and 22, myself, my team, Hawk 2 WAP against Team 8, which is almost empty nest, one of the teams under 50%, although they did get a big win last week. What's the spread, Mark?
It's 190 pins.
190. Nice.
190.
190. My God, that's their highest bowler on their team is the handicap. I'm gonna go and pick my team. We've been doing pretty good, so
What nuts?
Oh, I got a feeling, Mark. What are you gonna do?
On this one here, 190. I'll take your team.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way. Kyle, Joe Bear, what do you guys pick?
I'm probably going to go with y'all's team. But if you look at last week's results, Almost Empty Nest is third.
Yeah, in the whole center. So they did pretty good.
So, who knows? They may have another good week there, too.
Very true.
But I'm still going to pick y'all's team.
I appreciate it. What do you do, Joe Bear?
Let's see who you bowling, Lee. Sorry.
We're bowling Nancy Davis, Bob Davis, and Anna Marie. So we're bowling Almost Empty Nest.
Oh yeah, they're due.
Oh,
You going to take him?
wow. He's taking the point.
Oh heck yeah.
That's probably a good pick.
You're bowling against 4 bowlers that week.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you are.
That and 190 handicap is their highest average.
Absolutely.
So. All right, next pair is Team 7. Long Live Rock, Joe Bear's team against Team 11, Three Fingers Deep. This is a great match here. So that's George and Andre, Rick Connor. What's the spread here, Mark?
Dead even.
Wow.
Whoa.
Dead even.
Wow. 0 spread.
Myself against George. Yep.
Yes. That's a great match.
It all comes down to George and I.
It does. We'll let you pick last, too. I'm going to go. I hate doing this. I'm going to pick Neil and Joe Bear because Joe Bear was gracious enough to join us tonight. So I'm picking you guys.
Oh, even though
For the same reason that you just mentioned, I'm going to take Three Fingers Deep.
See you later, guys.
Oh, thanks. All right, Kyle, what do you got?
Well, neither team had a very good week last week.
They didn't.
So,
but although Joe Bear's team did get the minor victory, but Georgia's team, they lost to the blind.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Lee, it is tough when you bowl yourself.
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, essentially, me and Kyle bowled ourselves last week, and
true,
man, it was a struggle. That's why this week I'm sitting out.
I agree. You get scoreboard watching, right?
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit, I gotta do something here.
Yeah, like I'll tell you, once I had 2 opens, man, I have to throw at least a 3-bagger or 2 doubles in there.
Right, just to catch up with the blind.
Yeah, and then I start missing them.
All right, Kyle, what do you got?
Actually, I'm probably going to go with Three Fingers Deep. Sorry.
Oh,
really?
No, that's fine. I think they're probably gonna have a huge bounce back week against us. But yeah, it's gonna be close. But I'll probably say they're gonna sneak by us by pins.
Are you picking
I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 26-22.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, it's gonna be it could go either way. And I'll probably
make it an official, Jer Bear. Are you gonna make that as your pick?
Well, he could do Kiss Your Sister here.
I was gonna say yes. That's my answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna make whatever. That's my pick. It could go either way. How about that?
Kiss Your Sister. The first we've had that pick this year, I think. So that'll be interesting if you hit it.
Yeah.
All right, next pair. We've got Team 2 against Team 3, which is We Got Balls. Mark and Kyle against the blind. No spread here. I'm not going out on a limb and picking the blind. I'm picking Mark and Kyle and Ron.
If you're smart, you'll do a Kiss Your Sister in this one.
Oh. All right, Mark, what do you got?
We were going to play our cards right. We're going to warm up. Whoever's got the best shot is going to bowl, and the other two are going to sit out. So
That might not be a bad move.
no, so I'm going to take our team for that reason.
Right. Thanks. Thank you, Peyton. All right, Kyle, what do you got?
I got our team.
All right.
I've got confidence with it.
I do too.
I do too. I think, yeah, there's going to be a bounce back week for Ronnie's going to break 600.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Okay, next pair, Pin High against the Ball Founders, which is one of my favorite teams. What's the spread, Mark?
Well, see, this spread's only 24 pins.
Whoa, that is really off.
Or 20, let's see here. Oh, wait a second. 26 pins.
And that's going to Pin High, right?
Yeah, but that's short.
Yeah, it is. I'm going Ball Founders here only because Craig hates when I pick him, so I'm going Ball Founders.
Same with me.
Wow. All right. What do you think, Kyle?
I'm thinking Pin High.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's why they call it.
Greg had a really good week last week. Gino and Tina were struggling, but I think they'll bounce back.
Yeah, last 2 weeks in a row, Craig had a pretty good week. All right. What do you say, Joe Bear?
I'm going to go with some fondlers.
Oh, he likes to fondle. Okay. They're the best team in the league, though, I think. I think they got a good chance, and they're up and coming, and they've been winning.
You got to get rid of that love fest you got with that team.
I still say I'm going to win that bet. I still say it.
No.
All right. Next pair.
It's going to come down to last week, and he's going to throw it.
Probably. They'll be 47 down, and we'll throw it and give them all 48. All right. Next pair, we got No, that was a previous pick. We got Team 10 here for the beer. Camilla's team with all of a sudden Chris missing against Team 5, the Sisters. What's the spread here?
Now, the Sisters are getting 47. And I was going to ask Chris if he was going to lay behind the car again and not let Camilla show up.
Until he got banned.
Yeah, so it's 47 pins to Sisters. I'm going to take Sisters in this one.
I'm going with Camilla's team. I'm going with here for the beer. All right, Kyle, what do you say?
I think I'll go with the Sisters.
Oh, wow. All right, Jill Bear, it's up to you.
Camilla and Company.
Oh,
and Jose, right?
Yes, that's them. We're split down the middle.
Now, she might not show up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a risk. But
I don't know. But is that good or bad? I don't know how I take that, Mark.
I know. It's like if they don't show up, they might win, actually.
Right. Well, you could take it positively if they don't have the foul lights on and she shows up.
All right, last pair. Team number 4, Mustache Ride against Team 6, Housequake. What's the spread here?
150 pins.
All right, and that's if it was Cody's in because he's been.
Yeah, I use Cody. I use Cody. Yeah,
I'm going with Mustache Ride. They've been on a roll the last few months, so I'm going with Mustache Ride.
Now this pair is 31 and 32. Flies out the door. And last time we did bowl on this pair against Mustache Ride, and man, it was a battle for Matthew.
It was.
I think he might have went to a plastic ball at some point.
Oh, wow.
This is going to be tough because it might affect Henderson here too,
That's a good point. Very good.
So I will take Mustache Ride.
Oh, wow. All right, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with analytics and take Mustache Ride on this one. And not only that, Tracy flies back tomorrow, so she may have a little jet lag.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If she's bowling on Housequake, because we know that Ensline is not bowling. He's out for the season. Season's ending injury. So, yeah, we'll have to rely on Tracy. And that jet lag does come into effect. So you're going with Mustache Ride?
Yeah. Even though she throws a straight ball and 31 and 32 won't matter to her.
Yeah, that's true. But it's against your wife. What a pick. Oh, man. I hope you get to at least stay in the car when she drives home. All right. What do you say, Joe Bear?
Just make it unanimous. I'll go with the riders.
All right.
Stashers.
Let's ride that mustache. Well,
I'm
gentlemen.
not gonna be doing that, by the way. How about you guys?
Yeah, let us do that. You can ride Camilla's mustache.
Wow.
Oh no, I didn't say that. We'll have to edit that out.
Oh, I think that does that go down as obscene?
Uh-oh. There I go. So, all right, guys. Well, we're that's a wrap on the picks. That's about a wrap on the podcast, actually. We'll have to consider Chris banned because he all of a sudden, I don't know if he just got home and his internet sucks, but yeah. So I'll go ahead.
And after Lee, after your last comment, you might be banned next week too.
Never know. It'll also be the Mark, Joe Bear, and Kyle show. Mark, why don't you go ahead and take care of the outro for us?
All right, this one's for Chris. Chris,
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, sir.
Exactly. He's just like Animal House. Exactly.
yes, he probably doesn't even know what Animal House is.
He probably doesn't. I think he was Chris.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even know the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor or none of that.
Oh, I love it. I love
I mean, he works in IT, and you saw what happened.
it. Yeah, I mean, you figured he'd have the best internet out there, but I don't know. But all right.
A bit of video of this, that's all, folks.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. I guess we'll ask all of our listeners to come back next week. Give us some insight on this episode. Bowlers, what do you guys feel about possibly moving to university and what we discussed? Please give us your information and please give us your insight on that. Again, I'd like to thank Kyle and Joe Bear for joining us. Thank you for replacing Chris. Apparently, he didn't want to stay on, I guess. But and if you listeners out there don't join us next week, as Chris always says, you'll be like Chris, being banned from your own podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. So y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all Tuesday.
All right. See y'all tomorrow.